Your alarm goes off early morning. You open your eyes, your stomach is bloated, your face looks swollen. You haven't consumed a single calorie yet. Logic says your body should be in fat-burning territory right now. But here's what's really going on. In the next 90 minutes, you're going to make decisions that lock in whether your body releases fat or hoards it for the rest of the day. And most people have no idea this critical window even exists. You could eat perfectly clean for lunch, grilled salmon and steamed broccoli. You could drink 3 liters of water. You could hit the gym at 5:30 and train for an hour. And your body will still cling to that stubborn belly fat like it's the last resource on Earth. All because of what happened or didn't happen in those first 90 minutes after you woke up. This has nothing to do with how many calories you eat. This has nothing to do with your genetics. This comes down to one master hormone, cortisol, and specifically something called the cortisol awakening response. It's a biological cascade that fires every single morning, and 99% of people destroy it within 15 minutes of waking up. Here's what you need to understand. Your belly fat doesn't care about your motivation. It doesn't listen to your discipline. It responds to hormone signals. And right now, you're accidentally screaming at it to stay when you think you're begging it to leave. I'm going to walk you through the exact 5 signal system that reprograms this response. Not theory, not motivation, pure biology. The kind that works even if you've failed every diet you've ever tried. Because when the mechanism is right, willpower stops mattering. Let me show you why your body guards that visceral fat like it's keeping you alive. Deep inside your fat tissue, there's an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. Scientists call it LPL. This enzyme is the gatekeeper. It's the switch that decides whether energy floating in your bloodstream gets burned by your muscles or locked away in storage. Think of LPL like a security system. When it's activated, energy gets locked down. When it's quiet, energy flows freely. Now here's the problem. The fat wrapped around your organs, the visceral fat you can see pushing out your belly, the fat that actually causes disease, this fat has up to 4 times more cortisol receptors than the fat anywhere else on your body. Your belly fat is cortisol's favorite parking spot. When you wake up in the morning, your body enters what researchers call metabolic vulnerability. You've gone 8 hours without hydration. Your blood is thicker than normal. Your adrenal glands, those tiny hormone factories sitting on top of your kidneys, they're running on empty. Your entire system is asking one question: is it safe out here? If you send the wrong signal in that first hour, your body's answer is clear. No, it's not safe. Activate storage mode. And, just like that, the decision gets made. Your LPL enzyme switches on, your belly fat bunker locks down. For the next 16 hours, your metabolism stays in defensive mode. You could sprint 5 miles, your body won't budge. Signal's already been sent, it's already decided to store instead of burn. But what if you flipped the script? What if instead of accidentally triggering panic, you sent signals of safety? That's exactly what this protocol does. Signal number 1. The hydration reset that drops cortisol in minutes. Here's what almost everyone does the second they wake up. They reach for coffee. Big mistake. When you first open your eyes, you're not just a little dehydrated, you're severely dehydrated. Over the course of the night, you've lost nearly a liter of water just through breathing. Your blood has thickened. Your heart has to work harder to pump that thicker blood through your system. This physical stress, it triggers cortisol release before you even sit up. But it gets worse. Your adrenal glands don't run on willpower, they run on minerals, sodium and potassium specifically. When these minerals drop too low, your body compensates by flooding your system with even more cortisol. It's a stress cascade. And what do most people do? They wake up and immediately dehydrate themselves further with coffee. Coffee is a diuretic. It pulls water out of your system. You're literally amplifying the cortisol spike you're trying to avoid. The solution is simple but counterintuitive. Salt water. Here's what you do. The moment you wake up, before you stand, before you check your phone, Drink a tall glass of room temperature water. Not ice-cold water that shocks your system. Room temperature. Then add a small pinch of high-quality sea salt. Himalayan pink salt works perfectly. Why salt? Because when your body detects sodium, it sends a direct signal to your adrenal glands. Resources are here. We don't need emergency protocols. Your aldosterone drops. Your adrenaline drops. Your cortisol drops. You can add a squeeze of fresh lemon for potassium. This supports your liver and amplifies the metabolic signal. This single drink, I call it the mineral reset, measurably lowers cortisol within minutes. You're not forcing anything. You're giving your body permission to calm down. That's signal 1. Hydration plus minerals equals biochemical safety. Signal number 2. The light exposure that resets your biological clock. Your metabolism isn't random. It's controlled by a master clock deep in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This tiny cluster of neurons decides when you wake up, when you sleep, when you have energy, when you crash. If this clock is out of sync, you're fighting a losing battle. Your cortisol stays elevated around the clock. You feel exhausted but wired. You crave sugar constantly. You accumulate belly fat no matter what you eat. No amount of exercise fixes this because the timing mechanism is broken. The only thing that resets this clock is light, specifically the wavelength and intensity of natural morning sunlight. Here's what most people do wrong. They wake up, flip on overhead LED lights, or immediately stare at their phone screen. This artificial blue light is biologically confusing. It's a weak signal, around 500 lux, not strong enough to properly wake you up, but strong enough to create low-grade anxiety. Your brain doesn't know if it's dawn or dusk, so instead of triggering the sharp cortisol spike you actually need, you get a slow, dragging, anxious feeling that lasts all day. The fix is almost too simple. Get outside within 30 minutes of waking. You don't need to exercise. You don't need to do anything. Just expose your eyes, no sunglasses, to direct natural light for 5 to 10 minutes. Even on a cloudy morning, the sun delivers over 10,000 lux. That's 20 times stronger than indoor lighting. The photons hit your retina. They travel straight to your hypothalamus, the hormone control center. This triggers 3 critical responses at once. 1. A sharp, healthy cortisol spike followed by a rapid decline. This creates real energy. 2. Your circadian clock locks in. Your body knows it's morning. 3. Your brain releases serotonin, the building block for melatonin. By getting sunlight at 8 in the morning, you're programming better sleep at 10 tonight. This is signal 2. Light equals orientation. Orientation equals metabolic stability. Signal number 3, the 90-minute caffeine delay that prevents the afternoon crash. This is where I lose people. This is where everyone wants to argue. You have to wait 90 minutes after waking before drinking any caffeine. Not 60 minutes, not 45, 90 full minutes. I know you love your coffee. I know you think you need it. I understand. But this one adjustment will do more for your belly fat than 3 months of clean eating. Here's why. While you sleep, your brain accumulates metabolic waste. One key byproduct is adenosine. Adenosine creates sleep pressure. It's what makes you feel tired. During sleep, your brain's waste clearance system flushes adenosine out. But when you first wake up, there's still residual adenosine floating around. Your system hasn't fully cleared it yet. If you drink coffee immediately, caffeine molecules block adenosine receptors. You feel artificially alert, but the adenosine doesn't disappear. It builds up behind a biochemical dam. Around 2 in the afternoon, when the caffeine wears off, that dam breaks. Adenosine floods your system. Your energy crashes hard. Your brain panics. And what does your body do when energy crashes? It releases cortisol to compensate. This creates an afternoon cortisol spike, the exact opposite pattern you want. And what do you do when you crash at 2? You reach for a snack, usually something sweet. Your blood sugar spikes. Your insulin spikes. Your body takes that energy and locks it straight into belly fat storage, all because you had coffee too early. By waiting 90 minutes, everything changes. You allow adenosine to clear naturally. You let the natural cortisol awakening response complete its full cycle. Your body wakes itself up properly. When you finally have coffee at 8:30, it doesn't crash you. It enhances you. Clean energy. No afternoon collapse. No cortisol rebound. No sugar cravings. No fat storage signal. This is signal 3. Timing equals stability. Signal number 4. The walking protocol that quiets your fear center. Everyone's been told to do high-intensity training first thing in the morning. Do burpees, do sprints, shock your metabolism awake. If you're already stressed and carrying visceral fat, this is the worst advice possible. High-intensity exercise creates a hypoxia signal, a lack of oxygen. Your body interprets this as danger. It releases more cortisol, not less. You're literally telling your belly fat to stay because you're broadcasting emergency. The solution isn't rest, it's something most people completely overlook. A slow forward walk. But here's the mechanism that matters. It's not about calories burned, it's about something called optic flow. When you walk forward, visual images continuously pass by your peripheral vision. This visual stream travels directly to your amygdala, the fear and anxiety center of your brain. Neuroscience research shows that optic flow actively quiets the amygdala. It lowers anxiety, it lowers cortisol. Evolutionarily, forward walking meant control. You were moving, you had agency, you were escaping danger or approaching resources. Either way, you were safe. Your body still responds to this ancient signal by lowering its guard. A 10 to 15 minute walk outside in the morning does two things simultaneously. It combines the light signal with the movement signal. It's a double message of safety and control. Your body receives clear information. We are active, we have control, we are not in danger. This is the metabolic state where your body finally agrees to release visceral fat. This is signal 4. Forward motion equals permission to burn. Signal number 5. The dopamine trap you must avoid. The final signal is what you absolutely cannot do. Do not check your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking. Not one notification, not one email, not one scroll through social media. Here's why this matters. When you open social media the moment you wake up, you're flooding a neurologically vulnerable brain with dopamine and cortisol at the same time. You're reacting to other people's problems. You're seeing bad news. You're comparing yourself to highlight reels. You're responding to artificial urgency. Your sympathetic nervous system fires up instantly. Fight or flight. Before you've even stood up, you're telling your entire system the world is on fire. Store everything. Prepare for disaster. By protecting your attention for the first 30 minutes, you allow your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, to establish a baseline of calm. This isn't about being zen or spiritual. This is about metabolic survival. A brain that starts the day reactive stays reactive all day. Cortisol stays elevated. Your belly fat stays locked. A brain that starts the day proactive stays proactive. Cortisol normalizes. Your fat becomes accessible. This is signal 5. Protected attention equals metabolic freedom. The complete protocol in order. 6 in the morning, alarm goes off. Don't touch your phone. 6:01, drink the mineral reset. Room temperature water with sea salt and lemon. 6:05, go outside. Get 10 minutes of natural sunlight without sunglasses. 6:15, walk for 10 to 15 minutes. Let your eyes flow forward. 6:30, come back inside. Still no phone. Read, journal, meditate, breathe. 8:30, 90 minutes have passed. Now you can have your coffee. That's the entire system. Your cortisol drops instead of spiking out of control. Your body stops hoarding energy and starts accessing stored energy. Your LPL enzyme stays quiet. Your belly fat becomes available for burning. You don't crash in the afternoon because you didn't trigger the spike. By lunch, you're not desperately hungry. By 3, you're not hunting for sugar. By dinner, you've eaten 30 to 40% fewer calories without forcing anything. And here's the beautiful part. It's not willpower. It's not suffering. It's not discipline. It's alignment. It's working with your physiology instead of against it. Most people wake up and immediately go to war with their own biology. They override their cortisol curve with screens and stimulants. They suppress their adenosine with caffeine. They flood their system with stress before breakfast. And then they wonder why they're exhausted, inflamed, and their belly refuses to budge. When you switch to this protocol, you stop forcing. You start flowing. The fat loss becomes inevitable, a side effect of a system that's finally balanced. This isn't a diet. It's not a supplement protocol. It's not a workout program. It's a biological reset, a rewrite of the operating system your body has been running on. If this makes sense to you, if you're done with diets that fail and you want to understand how your body actually functions, subscribe to this channel. I break down the real biochemistry behind every protocol so you know not just what to do, but why it works. Like this video, comment below, and tell me what time you normally drink your first coffee. Share this with someone who's been battling belly fat for years. Someone who's tried every diet and nothing stuck. Someone who's been told willpower is the answer. Show them the real answer. Biology. Your body isn't broken. It's not stubborn. It's just been receiving the wrong signals at the wrong time. Starting tomorrow morning, you get to change that. You get to send the right signals. I'll see you in the next one.